Let's say you're on the sourcing team at an apparel brand. You're meeting with a new supplier who contracts with factories in Asia. As part of onboarding, the supplier has been asked to certify that the factories involved in production comply with laws on slavery. Slavery no longer comes in the obvious form of one person owning another person. Modern slavery, or forced labor, is a practice that forces someone to work with little or no pay, under the threat of penalty, and without the ability to walk away. So forced labor has two parts: lack of consent and menace of penalty. Lack of consent means the worker hasn't voluntarily agreed to the employment relationship. Consent must be informed. Even if a worker agrees to take a job, if the recruiter didn't tell the truth about conditions or wages, there's a lack of consent. Recently, laws have been enacted in the US, UK, and Australia to prevent forced labor. The California Transparency Act in the US and the UK and Australia Modern Slavery Acts require that major companies declare what they're doing to prevent forced labor in their supply chains. The California Transparency Act statement and Australia Modern Slavery Act statement must cover 5 key areas, while the UK Modern Slavery Act makes recommendations on similar areas to include in company statements. Be alert and observe the environment during factory visits. If anything seems suspicious, notify your CSR team. Educate and share. Discuss the issue of forced labor and human trafficking with your suppliers and factories. Educate your sourcing team and suppliers on forced labor. Verify and audit. Work with your CSR team to evaluate your suppliers and factories' hiring practices and employment conditions to ensure there's no risk of forced labor. Inform. Work with your CSR team to publish all your efforts in an easy-to-find page on your company website. Thank you for taking the time to complete this lesson.